It's time for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX, on your radio at AM 940 and online at WMIXsports.com. Rams Baseball is presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ren Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Sarah Staley, your country financial agent. Heartland Accounting. And by Central Christian Church. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Zerwinski in the WMIX Sports mobile studios for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. Rams pregame show starts now.
And we welcome you into Soche Field. Chris Hugo with you today for your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Today, the 22-5 Mount Vernon Rams, 6-1 the South 7 Conference battle. The Cahokia Comanches. Comanches come in 1-6 in South 7 Conference play. They beat Carbondale last week 7-0 on Thursday. Feltus Centralia played them close at at Sprayfield yesterday by a final of 5-3. Should be a dandy for you today. The Rams and Comanches last battled last week. Landers Collision Center's pregame, of course. Big or small, Landers fixes and now details them all. Landers Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. Give them a call next time you need them at 1-888-LANDERS. That number is 1-888-LANDERS. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you more about this one between the Mount Vernon Rams and the Cahokia Comanches. Baseball for you today here on WMIX. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
I'm Michael Stack with a look at your next rad weather. Nice and warm with sunshine mixing in with a few clouds. This afternoon's high 84. Increasingly cloudy skies. Tonight's low near 60. Mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm around, high 74. Thursday a bit cooler on your Friday with rain and a thunderstorm. Watch out for flooding. Friday's high 64. Saturday cloudy skies with a couple showers. High 64. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Fuel economy could not be more affordable. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square in Mount Vernon. The 2013 Ford Fiesta and Ford Focus are a dynamic duo of high miles per gallon. Right now, you will find a Ford Fiesta 4-door with an automatic transmission ready to get you 39 miles per gallon highway and for less than $15,000 plus tax, title, and license. Your pocketbook wins twice, saving out the door and at the pump. Wow. Or how about 38 miles per gallon in a 4-door 2013 Ford Focus? Drive away in the Ford Focus for $16,435 when you finance through Ford Motor Credit. Saving at the pump doesn't have to come at a premium. Browse our inventory at FordSquare.com or come see one of our associates at Ford Square Mount Vernon, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
America is a nation on wheels. Everyone has at least one automobile. We use them for shopping, work, everything we do. But they can be a threat. Some accidents can't be prevented. Your professional Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, can help protect you from a large financial loss when an accident happens. Call Page Insurance today at 242-7000 about low-cost auto insurance from Pekin Insurance. Ask them about the many money-saving discounts that are available. Depend on your hometown professionals. Pekin Insurance.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXsports.com.
And welcome back to your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Chris Hugo with you today. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. Landers Collision Centers, of course, didn't just expand in Mount Vernon. They expanded their service, of course, after your next collision. Ask about free detailing as long as you own your car. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. That's 1-888-LANDERS, 1-888-LANDERS. Today, the Rams will be the visitors on the scoreboard today, of course, looking to use this to help propel themselves closer to an outright South 7 Conference championship. But not so fast. The Cahokia Comanches played the Rams tough just a week ago, actually more like 8 days ago, as we're playing a rare Wednesday conference game. Usually those reserved for Tuesday and Thursday. But the Comanches lost 7-4. That game, of course, was called due to darkness, but some unhappy about that end result due to the fact that there was still plenty of daylight to be had. But as a result, the Rams won that 7-4. They improved their standing in the South 7 Conference race. Then yesterday got a big win over the Carbondale Terriers. And, of course, Rams won that 5-2 behind Brock Fulkerson, who went the distance and improved his personal mark to 7 wins compared to one loss. But you take a look at yesterday's game, and the Rams now 6-1 in the South 7. Carbondale dropped to 4-3. Centralia with the win yesterday is now, I believe, 5-2, so they stay just a game back with a critical conference game coming up on May the 7th to wrap up conference play. We think the Rams still have to go to Althoff tomorrow, still have to play today, obviously. Of course, that game with Althoff should be interesting because weather does not look so promising for it, but the Rams hope to get it in. Althoff, of course, is a two-way school this year in terms of the baseball postseason, so we look at what the Crusaders would have to deal with a possible rainout. The following week would not be an option because they will be busy every day as they head in, or of course, I should say this week is pretty packed for them. And then they will head into postseason next week. Not next week, but the week after that because they were Class 2A, so they play postseason a week earlier than the Rams would. So that's what we have to deal with there, the possibility of looking at a rainout for tomorrow, but you just hope that the sun will come out and any rain will be limited, and the Rams and Crusaders will be able to get that one in tomorrow. It should be interesting today, of course, for the Comanches going to go with a little bit of a different lineup today. Well, first, we need to meet the Mount Vernon Rams batting order as they will take it in the top half of the first. Will be number 33, Jake Pike, leading off in right field. Thomas Landon, of course, will get the start on the mound today. The big lefty, he'll bat second. Colin Young is your catcher batting third. Dalton Metters at first base today batting cleanup. Trevor Flota back out at second. He bats fifth. Matthew Williams, of course, the shortstop, will bat sixth. With Clayton Reeves out center field batting seventh. Sawyer Harrison bats eight again. Of course, your third baseman, and it'll be Hayden Paninsky out and left today in the number 9 spot. For the Comanches, they're going to rely on the big right-hander Tim Nicholson with Frank Doley doing the catching. Carlton Rivers at first, Brandon Scalp at second, Chaz Johnson at shortstop, Antoine McNeese, of course, at third baseman. And out in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Robert Jackson, Kevion Akins, and Tyler Bryant. You might notice a name missing from the Cahokia lineup, a name that you've heard time and time again when the two teams have gotten together over the past few years, but Waylon Red will not be getting a start. And, of course, the infield looks a little bit different today with Nicholson on the hill, so instead of seeing him at third base, McNeese slides over from second, and then Scalp, of course, gets the start in the Cahokia infield. We'll get started in just a moment. Those were your Central Christian Church batting orders. Incredible things are happening at Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. Look no further than thenewscentral.com. Watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. It's all at thenewscentral.com. Central Christian Church is loving God and loving people. Plenty of updates to come your way today. We'll try to get you some scores from around the region. Some interesting affairs, of course, going on across Southern Illinois today, so we'll try to get you the scores that we can throughout the day. We're about to get started here in Cahokia, a little bit early today, but no problem with that. Should be a beautiful day, partly cloudy skies, temperature about 82 degrees, winds out of the southeast at approximately 10 miles per hour at the beautiful Sauget Field. It was remodeled, or actually I should say returfed and resodded, I should say, in the infield would probably be a better term. And then they put in a turf mound last year, and then, of course, put about $20,000 into remodeling this field. Sauget Field, of course, in Sauget. Beautiful little community and a nice field for the Cahokia Comanches and makes it atop the South 7 Conference in terms of great places to play. So we're about to get underway here from Sauget, the Cahokia Comanches and the Mount Vernon Rams in high school baseball. South 7 Conference clash between these two teams, and the Cahokia team that does have 5 wins on the season. A far cry from just a few years ago when Cahokia usually showed up on most teams' schedules as an easy win, but no longer now a formidable foe. And they do have a conference win this year against the Carbondale Terriers. Again, beating them, I believe, behind Tim Nicholson to a 7-0 finish. A Carbondale team that's been struggling of late, playing about 500 baseball since they beat the Mount Vernon Rams on April the 4th. Lost yesterday, and their record fell to 13-10-1. But you take a look at these Comanches again, 5-11 on the year, and now 1-6 in the South 7. So we'll see what happens here today. We can't forget that 7-4 result last time at Vernon Klein Memorial Field on Tuesday the 23rd. So again, it'll be Tim Nicholson on the hill. He'll battle the senior left-hander for the Rams, Landon Thomas, who's been pretty auspicious with his starts here in 2013 after playing mostly in center field last year, not really seeing much time on the bump last year, but we'll see what happens here today. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. We'll get started here in just a moment. We'll take a quick break. No, we won't. We won't have time for that. They're going to go ahead and finish the warm-up pitches and throw down. Thought they might be giving extra warm-ups for some reason because we passed our limited number about 5 pitches prior. So we'll get underway. First pitch will come at about 4:24 as Jake Pike, the left-hander, will stand in. It'll all be brought to you today courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heartland. Community First Bank, of course, with 5 Jefferson County locations. Mount Vernon Dix Woodlawn and Ina, proud to be the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. Unsure of whom today's umpires are, asked before the game, and not quite sure who was on the docket for today's action, but the first pitch from Nicholson will come to Pike as he tries to drop down a bunt and misses. And Pike will fall behind here, 0-1, with a first pitch at about 4:23. So we'll see how Nicholson fares here on the mound. Pitches off of the first base side of the rubber, and out of the stretch he'll come. At least it looked to be the stretch as it misses outside. It'll be a quick 1-1 count to Jake Pike. So 1 ball, 1 strike to get us started here. Glad to have you with us from Sauget Field. And Sauget don't actually play in Cahokia. Sauget is just a village of East St. Louis. As the 1-1 comes, it'll turn Pike inside out, and the count will become 1-2. So the senior right fielder falls behind here, the senior right-hander for Cahokia, Tim Nicholson. A kid that you'd have to assume that some of the local, maybe junior colleges are taking a look at, along with Clay Red on this Comanche team. Carlton Rivers, of course, basketball player for Darian Nash, gets to start at first base, as Pike will foul another off over the backstop. And we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So glad to have you. Chris Hugo alongside today. Danny Zawinski is on assignment. He'll be back with us tomorrow. Avery Barton back at our Mount Vernon studio. Actually, will not be back with us tomorrow. That assignment stretches 2 days. But should be back with us Monday as the Rams will travel to Bend to take on the Rangers in non-conference play. So Nicholson will get set off the first base side of the rubber. 1-2 as we do it again for a third time. Pike will wave and miss. That'll be a big strikeout for the first out here in the top half of the first. No score yet between the Rams and the Comanches. We'll look for a Relied College player of the game in this one. Relied College, of course, can save you thousands of dollars on your education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how. We're in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. We hope you'll give us a follow on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. As with 1 out and nobody on, will step in the senior pitcher for the Rams to battle his counterpart, Landon Thomas. First pitch from the right-hander. Edges low. Important thing is it's a strike, and it's not there. One with Colin Young on deck for the Rams here in the top of the first inning. No score yet from Sauget Field as we're just underway. Game's about 3 minutes old. Next one on the way, the 0-1 as he delivers. Good pitch by Nicholson. It looks like it just misses to the outside. Pushed off at the plate. And it'll be a quick 1-1 count. 1 out and nobody on. Top of the first, no score from Cahokia. Glad to have you with us. Actually, Sauget will make that error once or twice. The beautiful remodeled complex as the next pitch misses low and inside. Quick 2-1 count here on Thomas. Again, Young to follow in the top half of the first inning. We'll have plenty of action coming your way the rest of the week as the Rams will travel to Althoff tomorrow to Whitey Herzog Field in the Citizens Park. 4:15 will be your pregame right here on WMIX. We await the 2-1 to Thomas, who's ahead here, and now takes it outside again. Looks like it just misses. 3 balls and a strike. We'll see if Thomas gets the green light on 3-1 or if he's going to hold up and make him throw a strike. Nicholson, of course, beat Carbondale last week to a 7-0 final. Carbondale then lost to the Rams and now sit 2 games back in the conference race. Here comes. Next one on the way. It's going to be outside again. It'll be a 1-out walk issued to Landon Thomas. Now to bring up Colin Young, who's been hitting a hot bat. Has 7 runs batted in over the course of the past 2 games with wins over Jackson County. That's Murfreesboro and Carbondale. On Monday and yesterday, respectively. Cloudy skies, partly cloudy. Expected mostly a sun-drenched field, but some clouds have snuck in. Temperatures still around 82 degrees. Winds out of the southeast at the moment about, according to the radar, about 8 miles per hour. Seems a little bit calmer than that. Of course, no flags to really give us much of an indication. As Young's going to take a first pitch strike on the inside corner. Good pitch from Nicholson, and it's a 0-1 count, so he gets ahead of a second batter today. Fell behind to Thomas instantly, and Thomas, of course, took a 1-out walk. So runner on first, nobody out in the top half of the first inning, no score yet. They'll check on the aforementioned runner. And back with a head-first dive is LT. Of course, Centralia softball hosting Marion today. We'll have you scores from that one on our sister station, the Big 1210 at MyWithersRadio.com. We'll see what happens over there. Big conference game today as Young's going to rip one through the left side. Thomas is on his horse, headed for third base. He'll be held up. Coach Holloway wanted him to come, and we'll see if that costs the Rams as Young will sail into second. It'll be second and third now for Mount Vernon here in the top half of the first on a single by Young. That puts the pair in scoring position for Colton Metter. Didn't quite have the day you might have thought he would have had yesterday, going 1 of 3 against the Terriers. But on Monday at Murfreesboro, he had a big 3-run blast in the third inning that really put the Rams ahead. And, of course, had a decent day with a 2 RBI double against Marion last week. So the hot hitting continues for Metter. We'll see if that does today with 2 on and 1 out. It's going to be a ground ball to short, picked up by Johnson. He'll fire across the run score. So it'll be a 6-3 RBI as Young tries to go to third, where he'll be out. So just like that, the Rams get themselves out of an inning, but they take an early 1-0 lead. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Do you farm or operate an agriculture-based business? Then Community First Bank is for you. Hi, I'm Steve Down, Agribusiness Lending Officer at Community First Bank. With our roots firmly planted in Jefferson County, we offer the stability, strength, and personal attention that you deserve. Community First Bank wants to be your financial partner with customized products for both your personal and farm banking needs. Stop by any of our 5 convenient Jefferson County locations to see how we can help your business grow.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. It's a national icon, the 2013 Chevy Silverado. It's the hardest working, longest lasting truck on the market, and Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon has the best selection of Silverados in the area. Right now, you can get rebates up to $7,000, plus a 2-year, 24,000-mile maintenance plan on the Silverado. Nobody will beat the deal you'll get at Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXSports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Sauget Field. Chris Hugo with you today. Danny Zerwinski on assignment. So glad that you could be with us for a beautiful day in high school baseball. We're near the bottom of the hour. We'll take care of that in just a moment. First, we need to meet the Comanche batting order. Kevion Akins leads off in center field. Carlton Rivers at first base, bats second. The pitcher, Tim Nicholson, will bat third. Frank Coley, his batter, made the catcher, will bat cleanup spot. It'll be Brandon Scalf batting fifth at second base. Antoine McNeese gets to start the hot corner. He bats sixth. Tyler Bryant out in right field bats seventh, while Chaz Johnson starting in place of Quaylen Rad will be your shortstop batting eighth. And the left fielder Jackson. We'll round out the Comanche batting order, brought to you by Central Christian Church of Mount Vernon. Log on to thenewcentral.com to discover the excitement where you can watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. That's all at thenewcentral.com. Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people. Bottom of the hour, straight up. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, and online at WMIXSports.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
Oh, and steps Kevion Akins to lead off with the Comanches in their half of the first. Bottom half, glad to have you. Rams on top 1-0 after striking with 1 run on 1 hit. Back in the top half of the first inning. First pitch by the lefty Thomas, pushed outside off of the plate to the right-handed batter Akins. So Akins will get ahead in the count here, 1-0. We'll see what Thomas comes back with here on the 1-0 delivery. Out of the windup, lefty fires. Going to catch the outside corner. And things are quickly evened up, 1 ball and 1 strike. So in 1A and 2A baseball and softball, pairings and seeds shouldn't be a mystery any longer. Of course, the seeds were released yesterday. We'll see if the pairings have been released yet. Haven't had an opportunity to check. As the 1-1 is fouled off to Akins, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The EC on assignment today. Wish you could be here with us to enjoy this beautiful facility. Sauget Field in the heart of the village of Sauget. Of course, Sauget was originally named Monsanto and then renamed after its first mayor. 1-2 coming. Going to miss high. Good waste pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Kevion Akins. Center fielder followed by Carlton Rivers and Tim Nicholson here in the Cahokia half of the first, trailing 1-0. As Thomas gets set, winds and fires. Swung on a miss. And like his predecessor in the top half of the first batter goes down swinging as Akins strikes out. It'll be Carlton Rivers, first baseman today for the Comanches. Last time these two teams got together, it was a 7-4 Rams victory. Of course, we'll leave it at that. It was called the darkness while it was still light outside. Still don't quite understand that. Rivers had a triple the last 2 times these teams met. Let's see what happens. As we look back to last year's as well, he'll take a first pitch strike inside. So they go righty-lefty here in the top of the order. We'll see what Nicholson, we just remember him being a right-hander. Right-handed pitcher, definitely, as the next pitch sails high inside to Rivers. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Here in this bottom half of the first, we hope you'll follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports, or just take a peek at WMIXSports.com as Rivers will reach out to this one, send it over the head of the shortstop Williams in the left field. And that will be a 1-out base hit for Rivers, a single with Tim Nicholson coming up with 1 on and nobody out. Triad playing somebody today. We're going to try to figure that out. Looks like Civic Memorial. Scores from that one as well. You can follow us on Twitter. We'll try to get those retweeted and see how we can help you out if you give us a follow there on the Twitterverse. Pitch on the way to Nicholson, going to be tapped foul. Got just a piece of it on the tip and falls behind here 0-1. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the first. Rams struck first. They lead 1-0. Cahokia looking to have an answer here in the home half. Triad leads Civic Memorial after 1-0. Looks like Drew Strauss leads Diederich 2-0 in baseball as well. It's going to be a ground ball. Sees his way through the right side of the infield. Around second, headed for third is Rivers. And they'll hold up Nicholson at first base. So Cahokia looking to threaten here in the bottom half. Nicholson, we're going to float on the dive, going to come up with it. So back-to-back base hits here with 1 out. Let's see who the courtesy runner is going to be for Nicholson. Looks like it's going to be Quaylen Rett, shortstop primarily for the Comanches. Not getting the start here today, however. However, he will courtesy run for the pitcher Nicholson. 1 out, 2 aboard for Cahokia in the bottom half of the first inning. It's a 1-0 ball game. Rams, of course, got a a one-out walk from Landon Thomas. Colin Young singled him over, and Colton Metter got the RBI and was originally a 6-3 put out, but then they threw back over to third with Young trying to take it, so it became 6-3-5 on the double play. 1 out, 2 on for the Comanches. Thomas gets sent out of the stretch. This is going to be fouled off on a good hack by the catcher, Gully. Ball's behind now, 0-1. Tomorrow, the Rams will head to Belleville. They'll take on the Althoff Crusaders in conference play, a makeup from a game that was supposed to have taken place, I believe, last Thursday? Wow. Hard to fathom, but I think it was. As we await the 0-1, they'll throw over to first base. And back safely is Rhett, the courtesy runner for the Comanches here in the home half of the first. If you're just joining us, the Rams have taken a 1-0 lead, but the tying run 90 feet away from the Comanches. First and third, they're at the corners, and Rhett took off for second on first. But they get the runner there. The throw back home is going to be late, and so as they get the runner on second for second out, coming home to score was Carlton Rivers, and the Comanches tied up at 1. Good base running there by Cahokia. But 2 outs, the base is empty now for Frank Gully, the catcher. Right-hander will stand back in. Still waiting on the 0-1 pitch. Never got it. They checked on the runner at first. He was going on first movement, and now the pitch misses up and away. The right-handed Gully evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Follow us on Twitter, as we told you, at WMIX Sports. You can also find us on Facebook. Here it comes. Swung on a miss on the 1-1, and back behind in the count now is Gully, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That scoreboard update a moment ago was powered by Tony Wilt State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, find Tony in his office in Mount Vernon. Look for him worldwide at TonyWilt.com. Or try to find the white State Farm Jeep around town and get to a better state. Pitch on the outside corner, way bad and miss. So 2 strikeouts for Thomas in the inning. We are through 1. We're tied at 1. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality, new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 32 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties. Honest deals and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. And you don't even have to leave your home to get credit approval. Call Second Chance Auto at 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. They know bad things can happen to good people. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon.
Your future is calling. With a GED test and some help from Ren Lake College, you can answer the call. The current test expires at the end of 2013, and your scores will expire too if you don't finish and pass the test by then. Don't feel prepared? Don't worry, we can help. Visit finishtheged.com to learn more. Don't miss the chance to turn one small step into your next big opportunity, like college, a better job, and the respect you deserve. Finish your GED by the end of 2013. Questions? Call Ren Lake College's Adult Education and Literacy Department today at 437-5321.
Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. See Joanne Joy for residential loan account first. And welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender. You're joining us from the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, where you can find the all-new redesigned 2013 Ford Fusion, or look online for yourself at FordSquare.com and peruse their inventory. Chris Hugo with you today. Danny Zerwinski on assignment. Avery Barton pushes the buttons back at our Mount Vernon studio. So glad you could join us today for Rams Baseball from Sojay Field. Tied at 1 as we head to the top of the second, where it'll be Trevor Flota, Matthew Williams, and the center fielder Clayton Reeves. Tim Nicholson fared fairly well in the top half of the first. Defense helped them out in a big way, as the Rams got a little aggressive with their base running, and now the first pitch strike was low, but good enough for a strike to Flota. He falls behind here, 0-1. Try to get some scores from around the area here this afternoon. Sun peeking out from behind the clouds to our right. That's due west. It's going to be fouled off on the 0-1. Make it 0-2 here to Flota. Nicholson pitches off the first base side of the rubber, the right-hander. Has a pretty good delivery out of the windup. Got to see him briefly out of the stretch, but Rams ran themselves out of an inning. Tied at 1 now here in the top of the second, with a 0-2 count on leadoff batter, the second baseman Flota, as he'll take the off-speed pitch, but not going to go very far. Scout will get underneath it to make the grab on the soft pop-up. That'll be one away for the Rams with Matthew Williams coming in. Plenty of sponsors to tell you about on the broadcast. We'll get through all of them throughout the day, those that help bring you Rams athletics on the radio that we're ever so grateful for. With nobody on and 1 out, Williams will foul one off behind us and fall behind here 0-1. This is the Cahokia team. It's going to play spoiler for somebody. 5 wins compared to 11 losses unofficially. do have a conference win over the Carbondale Terriers last week. It's the Cahokia team that continues to improve. Ooh, beautiful pitch on the outside corner of the right-handed Williams. No balls and 2 strikes. The Comanches lost to the Rams 7-4. A game that we told you, again, called due to darkness. Curious to see what would happen in that one with more time. As Williams is going to lift into right field, could be a bloop, but no ball on the run to make the grab as Bryant. 2 away. So back-to-back 0-2 counts on Rams batters and back-to-back soft pop-outs. And now they're bringing Clayton Reeves with the bases empty and 2 outs for the orange and black. Rams are in their black tops today, in case you're curious. Haven't brought out the grays in quite a while. The gray throwbacks that were traditionally seen on Saturdays, and then they swept the doubleheader and wore them for quite a few days, basically until their next loss. Switched back to the blacks. We saw the grays again one Saturday and have been the blacks ever since. As with 2 out and nobody on, Reeves will take it high. It's 1-0. Comanches are wearing their blue tops with white lettering and white trim. White pants with the blue stripe down the sides. It's certainly a nightmare in terms of laundry department with those white pants. The Rams, meanwhile, wear the gray pants, and here comes. That fashion statement over. The 1-0 is going to miss high. 2 balls, no strikes to Clayton Reeves. After back-to-back 0-2 counts to start the batters off, to start off the second, we get a 2-0 count as Reeves gets ahead. Nicholson will wind and fire. This one's going to be lifted into center. Shouldn't be a problem for Kevion Akins as he heads over there, but he's going to be called off by the right fielder, Bryant, as the wind blew that closer to right center. So, 1, 2, 3 in order go the Rams here in the second inning. We are through 1.5, still tied at 1. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Spring is here, and just about everyone wants to be more mobile. Stop by TMS Mobility, a division of the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, for all your mobility product needs. They carry a large selection of scooters, wheelchairs, and so much more. Best of all, you can rent them by the day, week, or month. The staff at TMS Mobility can take care of billing your insurance, too. TMS also carries a large selection of vehicle lifts for your scooter. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
We service a 60-mile radius area. It's a pretty wide area. We service orders from several area hospitals, and we have the staff in place that really sets us apart. We have 3 respiratory therapists and 2 seating specialists to help with seating on wheelchair and power chair needs. And we just feel that we have the staff and the warehousing and the facilities in place to really set us apart from any of our competitors in the area.
TMS Mobility, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo with you today. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. We head to the bottom half of the second. 5, 6, and 7 to up for the Comanches with Brandon Scout, Antoine McNeese, and Tyler Bryant for Cahokia. We are tied at 1 run apiece. 1, 2, 3 with the Rams in the top half of the inning. We'll see what Landon Thomas comes back with here as he faces the first left-handed bat. All right. The lefty leads it off. Quickly, Landon gets ahead here. 0-1. Last left-hander faced, I believe, was Carlton Rivers, who got a single. Later came around to score to tie it. The 0-1 on the way. Just a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Rams and the Comanches are tied here in the second. As the 1-1 going to be fouled off. A little bit of a tip there. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Trying to get you updated on Twitter, of course. You can follow us, as you just heard, at WMIX Sports. Easy access to all of our social media online at WMIXSports.com. The next pitch could Bender that just misses up and in. The count's even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice on deck, Bryant to follow. Maybe Johnson here in the Cahokia half of the second. Against the lefty, Landon Thomas, and he'll come back with a fastball low and away that misses. The count's full now to Scout. The other Comanche second baseman does here. We'll get you some scores throughout the afternoon, brought to you by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. Think about some of our other sponsors. Make or break times. This one is going to be rattled into right center on the run. Reeves will make the grab, and that was going to be trouble. That got past Clayton. But a good grab on the run, and that'll be the Comanches' first out of the inning. Let's see. South Central, I'm assuming this is baseball, leads St. Anthony 3-1. Usually helps if you include that in the tweets on the Twitterverse. Just a little Twitter etiquette. Oh, right-hander stands in. McNeese, 1 out, nobody on here in the second inning. He'll take a first pitch strike down the middle. So 0-1 the count here to Antoine McNeese. Rams did not score. Went down in order in the top of the second. They got a 1-out walk for Thomas, who came around to score on the Metter RBI. That's their only offense. As we get a comebacker on the 0-1, the pitcher, Thomas, fires over to first, and 1-3 will be your second out. So Cahokia in danger now, of course, of going down in order here in their half of the second. We'll see what they do off of the bat of Tyler Bryant with Johnson coming up, should somebody get aboard. Of course, while it's nice and warm here, some towns on the East Coast having to deal with winter weather through tonight and into Thursday. That's no fun. We're expecting possibly some thunderstorms tomorrow. We'll tell you more about that throughout our weather breaks during the game. As the first pitch, swung on a miss by Bryant. No balls and one strike. WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Glad to have you with us here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs and nobody on. Another comebacker, magnet in the glove of Thomas. He'll fire over to first. And 1-2-3 go the Comanches. Through 2, tied at 1. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois welcomes Dr. Beth Conrarty to their medical staff. Dr. Conrarty specializes in comprehensive pain management using a multidisciplinary team approach by working with other specialists for optimal diagnosis and treatment of pain. Dr. Conrarty will treat most conditions of the spine, including management of cancer pain. Dr. Beth Conrarty, helping to make life better day after day at the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois in Mount Vernon. Call 618-242-3778.
Hi, I'm Bria Ashby with Community First Bank. It's always my goal to make the transition to Community First Bank as easy as possible for our customers. Our handy switch kit helps in doing just that. Whether it's direct deposit, auto transfers, or online banking, I'm here to help. Come see me at our 42nd Street location to open your account today and let me remind you how banking should be. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Welcome back as we head to the top of the third inning. We are tied at 1 at Cahokia. Rams Baseball presented by Community First Bank at the Heartland. See Joe David Cummins. He's the president that sits right at the front desk. For commercial loan at Community First Bank of the Heartland. 5 Jefferson County branches in Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the orange and black. It'll be Sawyer Harrison, Hayden Peninsky, and Jake Pike here to start it off for the Rams in their half of the third. Cahokia, a much-improved team over the course of the past few seasons. Got a conference win this year and tied with the conference leader right now, the Rams. Quick ground ball, the first pitch seen by Harrison. The shortstop Johnson picks it up. High throw over to first. Rivers can't get back to the bag. It pulled him off to the right, up the line, I should say, and so the E6 will allow Harrison aboard. Not what you wanted to have happen if you're the Comanches. We'll see if the Rams can make something happen here. Hayden Peninsky's really been swinging a hot stick lately. Over the course of the past week or so, the senior finally getting back into game shape as he suffered a weightlifting injury prior to the season. He'll lift one into left. It's going to be down the line. Could be trouble for Jackson and the infielders on the left side. The second base will go Sawyer Harrison. He'll be held up. That one just kind of fell in between everybody out there in a Bermuda Triangle of sorts, so Peninsky will get on. And it puts 2 aboard here for the Rams, threatening in the top of the third with Jake Pike, who struck out his last time up, making his way up. Second Chance Auto, another of our fine booster sponsors. Second Chance has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced under $10,000 in one location. Also at Second Chance Auto, get your credit approved right over the phone, 244-4582. First pitch to Pike, shows Butt trying to drop it down the third base side. McNeese is playing back deep. It'll be up to Nicholson. He'll make a throw from his knees as he slid over the foul line to try to get it. That's going to be an infield single for Pike to load the bases here in the third. And that'll bring up Landon Thomas. Landon follows us on Twitter. We hope you'll do the same at WMIX Sports. At least we assume Landon still follows us. We hope so. Haven't given him a reason to stop. At least we don't think so. You might. Probably not. Bases loaded here in the third. Tied at 1, the Rams, the Comanches. Nicholson gets set. Here comes a pitch on the way, and that's going to miss high to the left-hander Thomas. 1-0. Thomas walked and scored back in the first. Since not much has happened in the Ram lineup. Rams have that 1 run on 2 now 3 hits thus far. The Comanches have 1 run on 2 hits with an error. Rams defense has been flawless thus far. Bases crammed here in the third. Thomas is going to take a low and in, and that'll be ball 2, a 2-0 count here on LT. With Colin Young on deck. Young singled, but was thrown out at third trying to advance, and that ended the first inning. Off the Colt better, what became a 6-3-5 RBI. See what happens on the 2-0. Thomas is going to rake this into right field. Won't be very deep. It might be enough to score the runner off at third as Brian will make the catch. Here comes the throw in. He's going to try to get it right to the plate. It was a good throw on the mark. It will allow the runner Pike off of first to advance to second. So it'll be a sac fly RBI for Thomas, and the Rams regain the lead here in this top half of the third inning. But most importantly, the Rams keep a pair in scoring position. As Harrison came around to score to get the run, Peninsky advanced to third. Now Pike stands on second for the senior catcher, Colin Young. He'll play at the new field in Sauget next year as he's a member of the Lindenwood Lynx out of Belleville. Play GCS Ballpark his home games. As the first pitch to Young somehow missed high and tight. Looked pretty good. Might have just been a little high. And Young gets ahead here. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out and 2 on here in the top of the third inning. A 2-1 ball game. We'll see if the Rams can add some more. That one's going to miss high again. Looks good. Just missing high, and it's 2-0 to Colin. Of course, if you're looking for the WMIX News at 5, you'll have to flip the dial over today to 94.1 FM for your Wednesday afternoon news. It'll be a soft roller to the right side. Rivers going to pick it up. It'll be a foot race back to the bag. Carlton will win that one, and so 3 unassisted will be your second out. As Young picks up the RBI with Peninsky crossing the plate, and the Rams now take a 3-1 lead. So now 3 runs on 3 hits for the Rams. After a pair of runs batted in by Thomas and Young, respectively. That'll bring in Colton Metter with a runner on third. We'll see what he can make happen. Round out with an RBI as last time. We'll see if he can get a base hit here and pick up another. Maybe, as this one's going to be hard hit in center. Akins on the run toward right center field makes a fine grab. And that'll do it for the Rams through 2.5. They take a 3-1 lead. This is Mountain Baseball from WMIX Sports.
How do the best continue to get better? Hi, this is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers. We're no different than any team. When you're at the top of your game, the best want to play for you. That's why, with the addition of our new shop foreman and the rest of our body shop crew, Landers now has a combined experience of over 70 years in dealing with the best parts and repair finishes on the market. This means when you walk into Landers, you can breathe a little easier knowing that your vehicle will receive the best quality repair by the best certified technicians within a reasonable amount of time. Again and again, we work directly with most insurance companies and have loaners and rental vehicles on site for your convenience. We're proud to not only be the standard, but to keep raising the bar in collision repair. Come meet the staff, take a tour of our facilities, and get to know the Landers crew that Landers Collision has so proudly acquired. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Give us a call, 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXsports.com.
And we welcome you back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Fresh content on the Twitterverse. Of course, you can follow us there at WMIX Sports as we head to the bottom of the third. Likewise, for the Comanches, the Rams started 8-9-1 in their half. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for Cahokia. Chance Johnson, Robert Jackson, and Kevion Akins. Of course, we welcome you back. The Rams take a 3-1 lead. After a pair of runs batted in by Thomas and Young to score Harrison and Peninsky, give the Rams a 2-run advantage. Get some scores from elsewhere here in just a moment. Here comes the pitch on the way from Thomas, who fires it past Johnson, who swings and misses, 0-1. Sarah Staley of Country Financial is another of our Rams Booster sponsors, so thankful for her patronage on Rams Athletics. We'll tell you about her in just a moment. After the 0-1 pitch to Johnson, he'll take it down the middle, 0-2 as he falls behind. Tomorrow is the day that anything could happen. Are you ready? Meet with Sarah Staley at Country Financial in Mount Vernon. You get a one-on-one relationship and a plan to meet your goals. Country Financial, what's your idea of financial security? As the 0-2 will miss. This is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the shortstop Johnson. Jackson to follow. Akins after that here in the Cahokia order. Fastball outside, swung on a miss. That'll be strikeout number 3 on the day for Landon Thomas. Traditionally, we'll play center field, but has a spot in the rotation here for Mount Vernon. You wonder whom you're going to see tomorrow against the Crusaders. Maybe Tyler Ellis. Could be Trevor Flota. We'll see what happens. We're going to miss on a fastball. Jackson falls behind here, 0-1. Out in left field today for Cahokia. Comanches do trail 3-1. We're in the bottom of the third inning as Thomas comes out of the windup again and fires a pass. 0-2 now to Jackson. Of course, we'll see how the Comanches respond as they stroll through the order a second time with Akins on deck. The leadoff batter for Cahokia. Next one on the way. A hard-hit ground ball to second base. Underneath Trevor Flota, and got the glove down, but didn't come back up with the baseball, and so that'll be the first Ram error of the day. And we'll put a runner on for the Comanches here. Tying run now comes to the plate. Kevion Akins, who struck out his last at bat, but definitely a formidable leadoff hitter for the Cahokia Comanches. it comes. First pitch will be laced toward right field. That'll drop for a base hit in front of Jake Pike. They'll hold the runners up at first and second, so that error could come back to haunt the Rams here in the third. As Cahokia is looking to maybe tie or take the lead with a pair of base runners. And stepping up to the plate, it'll be Carlton Rivers, who's been their lone offensive threat thus far. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Rams with an error. 1 run on 3 hits thus far for the Comanches. They also possess an error. Rams has stranded the base runner. Comanches also. Hoping not to strand any here. 1 out and 2 aboard at the bottom of the third inning, a 3-1 Mount Vernon lead. Of course, leads this season for many teams have not been so safe. As we await the pitch on the way, here it comes, trying to go inside on Carlton Rivers. Wow, barely got out of the way, and a defensive swing as he misses, 0-1. If he could have held on to the bat and gotten out of the way, that would have been an easy ball, but swing to defend himself. 0-1 the count, 1 out, 2 aboard here for the Comanches. Pitch on the way, and this one could get down. Oak's going to hang up in the air just a little bit in right center field. They could double off the runner at second base. So that'll go down as a 9-6 double play, and the Rams get out of the inning unscathed. We're through 3, still 3-1 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
With 2 new hospitals, trusted physicians, and dedicated staff, it's clear that our local healthcare industry is helping to make our community stronger every day. Hi, I'm Terry Prosize, a commercial lender and healthcare banking specialist at Community First Bank. I'm putting over 20 years of healthcare and business experience to work for our medical community and local businesses. Whether you have an expanding physician practice, an existing business, or hoping to start a new business, I have the financial prescription for you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dixon, Ida. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, Rams Baseball, WMIX, WMIXsports.com, as we near the top of the 5 o'clock hour. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. Avery Barton back at our Mount Vernon studio. It's close enough. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio. Or we won't. We'll keep it here. Chris Hugo with you, of course. We told you Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. We'll follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Okay, Florida will lead off the Rams, followed by Williams and Reeves here in the top of the 4th inning. Rams on top by a 3-1 score. So glad you could join us. We'll have the action for you tomorrow as the Rams will travel to Althoff to take on the Crusaders. 4:15 will be your pregame. 4:30 your scheduled first pitch, weather permitting, of course, from Herzog Field. So Florida will stand in against Nicholson. Here comes the first pitch. Takes it inside on the corner. It's 0-1. Nothing won the count. Nicholson gets set out of the windup. Ground ball. Ooh, it's going to hop over the second base bag, over the lip of the grass into center field, and that'll be a good single to lead it off for Florida. Brings up Matthew Williams, who was part of the tandem of that 9-6 double play to end the Cahokia threat in the third. And Rams caught a bit of a break. We'll see if the offense can continue with that momentum here in the top of the 4th as Williams will stand in with the runner on and nobody out. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of Rams and Lady Rams Athletics here on your radio. 5 Jefferson County branches means responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Cruising right along here in the top of the 4th. Here comes a pitch on the way, and Williams going to turn on that one. Sends it right in the glove of McNeese, who makes a great reactionary play. And the liner will be the first out. All Stars and Stitches, another of our Rams boosters. Of course, see Big Dave, anytime you need something printed, if you can put your logo on it, All Stars and Stitches can probably print it for you. All Stars and Stitches just west of Benton High School. Or call 435-5555. We're going to check on the runner for good measure at first base, Trevor Flota, as Clayton Reeves will stand in. Flew out to right his last time up. Rams do lead here in the 4th by a score of 3-1. Got a pair of runs back and inning to go. And now it'll be fouled off by Reeves on the first pitch. Some scores to report. Harrisburg leads El Dorado in baseball today, 2-0. That one's in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Centralia leads Marion in softball 3-2 in a makeup game. That's midway through the third. Those scores presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. More on Anthony after the 0-1 pitch to Clayton. Going to take it outside, and it'll catch 4-2. So 1 out, 1 on for the Rams. We're here in the fourth, of course. Tony Wilt would like to help you with all of your insurance needs. Find him in his office in Mount Vernon. Look for him online at TonyWilt.com. Or find that white State Farm Jeep somewhere around town. 0-2 the Reeves. Here it comes. Tried to drop it in there, but just misses high. 1-2 to Reeves. Floto led off with a single, stays on first. Of course, it was a line out to third for Matthew Williams, and now Reeves stands in with the runner going. He is going to rip this one down the third base line on the hit and run. Floto's going to head to third base. Great base running for the Rams, and that's going to put runners to the corners on the single by Reeves. So, first and third are your runners for Sawyer Harrison. Reached on an error his last time up. Just 2 of the Cahokia runs allowed or earned today. 1 earned run, of course. Bull Rams pitcher Landon Thomas came back in the first, but Nicholson's going to try to get the Comanches out of a jam. Has a double play chance with a runner at first. We'll see what happens with just the 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Rams looking to add some insurance. Cahokia looked good to start. We'll see if they can contain here. Nicholson going to back off of the rubber. Looks like he was going to make the throw, but does not. And out of the stretch off the first base side of the rubber, the runner's going. That one will be tapped foul by Harrison, and so back to first base will go Clayton. Clayton, when he's not playing, usually uses a courtesy runner because of his base running ability and his speed. Rams are going to be a little more aggressive with him on the base pass. Harrison stands back in, 0-1 in the count. 1 out. We're here in the fourth, 3-1. Nicholson will step off again. Walked over toward third, then looked back to first. Top of the hour here on WMIX. We'll tell you about all of that in just a moment. Pitch on the way to Harrison. He's going to squib that down the third base line and foul, and it's going to be 0-2. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Bloomington, Paducah, and online at WMIXsports.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
So, runners at the corners, an 0-2 count on Harrison. 1 out here in the inning as this is going to, thought was going to catch high for a strike, but just misses high. So a reprieve here for Sawyer. A 1-2 count. Reeves steals second base, and so it'll be second and third now for the Rams. So a base hit could add to the damage here in the top of the fourth. Nicholson fires. This one's going to be sent the opposite way, lifted into right field. Bryant will get underneath it to make the grab. They're going to test the arm. The throw in will be cut off. Good job by Rivers to cut it off. And taking third base on the tag up will be Clayton Reeves. But on the sac fly RBI by Sawyer, it makes it 4-1, and the Rams add to that lead ever so importantly here in inning number 4. It'll be Hayden Paniski coming up with 2 outs and the runner on third base. We'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game, Red Lake College, where you can save thousands in your college education, or log on to rlc.edu to see which of the more than 100 degree and certificate programs is right for you. Right about 39 minutes into this one. We're already in the top of the fourth with 2 outs and the runner on third base. Rams have added another run here in the fourth if you're just joining us to complement 2 in the third, 1 in the first, 4-1 lead. As the first pitch to the right-hander Peninsky, he's going to miss low and away for ball 1. Try to keep you up to date on Orphans and Wildcats baseball as well. Centralia and Marion, scoreless after 2 there. Waterloo leads Mascoutah in baseball, 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Of course, we told you Harrisburg leads El Dorado 2-0. Next one on the way is going to catch the inside corner, so now it's 2-1 to Hayden Paninsky. Senior out in left field today, and those are the scores that we have for now, unless there's more coming. Scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wilt. We'll tell you about those after the 2-1 pitch. It's going to be ripped foul. And it evens up the count to Hayden, 2-2. Tony Wilt, see him for all your insurance needs in Mount Vernon, or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town and get you a better state with your good neighbor, State Farm Insurance Agent, Tony Wilt. It's 4-1 here as the Rams will score it again. Runner on third, 2 outs. We wait the 2-2 pitch. Right-hander Nicholson will fire, and it's going to miss high to keep the inning alive with a full count to the senior left fielder, Hayden Paninsky. 22-5 are the Rams. A win here today would be 23. If they could get one tomorrow, 24. And you certainly fathom that 25 and a real chance again for the Rams this year. It's going to be right side of the infield. It'll escape into shallow right center. Great play on the grab by Scout. And that'll do it for the Rams here in the fourth. 4-1 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Spring is here, and just about everyone wants to be more mobile. Stop by TMS Mobility, a division of the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, for all your mobility product needs. They carry a large selection of scooters, wheelchairs, and so much more. Best of all, you can rent them by the day, week, or month. The staff at TMS Mobility can take care of billing your insurance, too. TMS also carries a large selection of vehicle lifts for your scooter. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
We service the 60-mile radius area. It's a pretty wide area. We service orders from several area hospitals, and we have the staff in place that really sets us apart. We have 3 respiratory therapists and 2 seating specialists to help with seating on wheelchair and power chair needs. And we just feel that we have the staff and the warehousing and the facilities in place to really set us apart from any of our competitors in the area.
TMS Mobility, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Soje Field. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Zerwinski on assignment. Avery Barton back at our Mount Vernon studio just past the 5 o'clock hour. Here on WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Bottom of the fourth inning we go. The Rams lead Cahokia 4-1. It'll be 3, 4, and 5, middle of the order, meaty portion anyway. Ted Nicholson, Frank Gully, and Brandon Scout here for the Comanches. Looking to get something going as a pitcher. Nicholson could help out his own cause. With some hitting work here in the bottom half of this fourth inning. Sun-drenched field now as the sun has gotten away from the clouds. It remains a beautiful afternoon here in St. Clair County as the first pitch is low to Nicholson. Thomas pitching effectively thus far. Now with a 2-0 count, as I say. That is a misses low and away to the pitcher. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by King City Chrysler Center. After the 2-0, we'll tell you about them. Maybe not. This one's going to be ripped deep in the left field on the run. Spinensky turns around, still can't make the grab, and Nicholson's going to try to strut into second base with a leadoff double on a mammoth blast into left. That'll be the first extra base hit today for the Comanches. Third base hit overall, and that'll bring in Frank Gully with an RBI chance. King City Chrysler Center, your Jeep headquarters in Southern Illinois. Check out the all-new 2014 Jeep Patriot arriving daily at King City Chrysler Center. Log on to kingcitychrysler.com and check them out. Gully, the catcher, struck out his last time up. Nicholson, the only man that's 2 of 2 today for either side. Replaced by the courtesy runner, Quaylen Red, and he has some wheels. Here comes the pitch, catches the outside corner of the right-hander, Frank Gully. Out of the stretch came Landon Thomas. Turf mound here at Soje Field. Added last year. Of course, a lot of renovations done. New sod in the infield was laid. Just a beautiful facility here in neighboring Cahokia. So 1-1. Missed outside to Gully. Of course, Soje, a village. Neighbors Cahokia and East St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken. Try to have a somewhat advanced knowledge of St. Clair County geography, but not always the best. As the 1-1 comes, swung on a miss, it'll be 1-2. Told you earlier, the village was originally named after Monsanto because back then it owned all of the acreage here. That was back when localities and municipalities basically controlled the environmental regulations. So some things happened. They regrouped and it was renamed, I should say, after the first mayor of the village, Soje. As this will come inside and misses. Down leaving it 2-2 to Gully. Struck out his last time swinging. Scalp on deck, flew out to center. We'll see what the Rams can do here defensively to try to keep this 4-1 lead. As the Comanches threaten with an RBI chance. Red, the runner on second, going to get a great secondary lead. Ooh, it's going to be punch-out time. Gully takes a strike in the inside corner, watches a strikeout into the middle of the catcher Young, and so he will have struck out twice today and will also become victim number 4 for Landon Thomas. So Scout, the lefty, will stand in. Again, flew out to center his last time up. Sparse crowd here today in Cahokia. Many Rams fans made the trip, so we hope you're listening to us here on WMIX. Catch the archive a little bit later on at WMIXSports.com. It's the first pitch down the middle of the Scout. Ball's behind 0-1. We're Second Chance Auto, another of our fine sponsors. We'll say about them a little bit later in the broadcast. However, Community First Bank of the Heartland, our presenting sponsor. So glad to have them aboard. 5 Jefferson County branches, responsive quality service for all your accounts. Red was going on first movement. They turn around. Thomas fires to the second baseman, Flota, and once that happened, you had no hope of getting him down at third base. They tried to throw anyway, but it's probably about 2 steps behind, and Red was safe without an issue. So he will swipe the third base bag as a courtesy runner and brings it run about 90 feet closer for the Comanches as he tries to mess with the head of Thomas. Trying to drop the bunt down the third base line was Brandon Scalf. He'll come up empty. It'll be 0-2, and you presume that'll take the bunt out of play. Runner on third, 1 out, bottom of the fourth inning. If you're just joining us, the Rams lead Cahokia 4-1. 1 first inning run for the Comanches has been it, but they threaten here in the fourth as this will be a tomahawk swing and miss. Went high and up on Scalf, got him to go, and that'll be strikeout number 5 for Thomas. So in steps Antoine McNeese. Comebacker to the pitchers last time, just a sharp, chopped ground ball to Thomas. He threw over to first to get the easy out. See what he comes back with. Has an RBI chance with the runner on third base in this home half of the fourth inning. See what he can make happen. Ground ball to the right side of the infield. Good play by Metter. Scoops it over to the pitcher, Thomas, who covers. And 3-1 will retire the Cahokia side through 4. Still 4-1 Rams. This is Malcolm Baseball from WMIX Sports.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 32 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties. Honest deals and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. And you don't even have to leave your home to get credit approval. Call Second Chance Auto at 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. They know bad things can happen to good people. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back as we head to the top of the fifth from Sauget. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Zerwinski, of course, on assignment. Avery Barton is back at our Mountford studio on WMIX. Rams lead this 4-1. Heading to the top of the fifth, it'll be the top of the order due up, oddly enough. Jake Pike, Landon Thomas, Colin Young. Rams have 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. Comanches have 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. So really the only differences thus far in the run column between the Rams and the Comanches. Final meeting of these 2 teams this season. We hope, of course, that's not going to be the case for all time. But with the reality of state aid, that could be a possibility as Pike is going to drop a bunt down the third base side again, picked up by McNeese. He'll fire to first and just misses Pike, who had some wheels down the line and gets aboard via the bunt single. That'll bring up Thomas, help out his own cause here in the top half of the fifth inning. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon, your home for the largest selection of pre-owns priced at $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, where you can get your credit approved right over the phone. Call 244-4582. For the Comanches, trailing by 3 runs, need to limit the damage here as, of course, Nicholson will fire just outside to Thomas. And the throw gets away from catcher to pitcher. Luckily, Pike, at least for the Comanches' sake, is unable to take second base. So Thomas will dig back in. The pitcher, Nicholson, will get set out of the stretch. Here comes Thomas, going to foul this one out. Should even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. We hope you'll give us a follow. Find us on Facebook as well. You can find access to all of that at WMIXsports.com. It's a 1-1 count. They'll check on the runner at first. Back with a head-first dive is Jake Pike. Trying to keep the Rams runners honest today. Very aggressive base running by the Orange and Black thus far. Of course, we told you Cahokia and their blue tops. Wore gray pants, if I recall, on the road. No, they wore gray tops on the road with white pants. 1-1 coming. This is going to be low. Runner's going. Pike looks like he's going to be out if they can hang on to the throw, but it'll be dropped by the shortstop, and Pike safely into second base. Down. It's 2-1 on Landon Thomas. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 on and nobody out in the top of the fifth. Rams trying to add to this 4-1 lead if you're just joining us. Look for a Ren Lake College player of the game in this one. Ren Lake College can save you thousands in your college education. Log on to rlc.edu. See which degree of certificate program is right for you. As Thomas is going to try to push this one down the opposite way. Down the line, left field. That is going to be a fair ball. They're going to wave the lead run Pike into score. Here comes a possible play at the plate. The throw was unable to be cut off. This will be an RBI double by Thomas to score Pike. So the Rams take a 5-1 lead now on the RBI double. See if the Rams can keep it going here in the fifth as Colin Young will stand in. Has a pretty good chance to make something happen. So Nicholson out of the stretch, eyes the runner Thomas at second base. And time called by the batter Colin Young. Actually a balk because he did flinch. So over to third base will go Landon. And Coach will come out and ask him for a bit of an explanation. I didn't quite pick it up at first. It's funny that he came set and broke, apparently, which would, by definition, be a balk. But still going to have an explanation here at home plate. We're in the top of the fifth inning. Chris Hugo with you on WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Same crew tomorrow as the Rams will travel to Althoff to take on the Crusaders. Should be a great day of high school baseball for you. Runner on third, nobody out for Young, and this should be an RBI. Ground ball to short, a little bit of trouble over there by Johnson, unable to come up with it. So on the air, the run will score, and the first base, of course, will go Colin Young. Boy, oh boy. Rams take a 6-1 lead now here in the fifth inning. All Stars and Stitches, another of our fine booster sponsors. If you need banners, signs, screen printing, awards, plaques, trophies, even do apparel at All Stars and Stitches, just west of Benton High School or call 435-5555. Right on first, still nobody out. Metter stands in. He'll take a first pitch up and in. It'll be 1-0 to Colton with Trevor Flota on deck. Flota actually led off the fourth, a productive fourth inning, in which the Rams were able to score a run. They've scored two here since the fifth to take what is now a 6-1 lead. Nicholson looking a little tired. As this will be a ground ball to third, McNeese will pick it up and fire over to second, trying to turn two. They'll get the one, as it'll be a 5-4 fielder's choice, and Metter will stand aboard first base. But give credit, they do get the lead run on a great attempt to try to turn two. It's just a high throw down to the second baseman's scalp, unable to turn, but he made a nice move anyway. Flota will dig in. 1 out and 1 on. Here in the fifth, Rams lead the Comanches 6-1. If you're just joining us, it's all courtesy of Community First Bank. Pitch on the way to Flo. He is going to send that down third base side foul. And will fall behind 0-1. Community First Bank of the Heartland, proud to be the official voice of Rams Athletics here on WMIX. 5 Jefferson County branches, that's more than anyone else. Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Off of the bag. Better was going to act like he was going similar to... There was a player that did that, I think, for the Blue Jays on Sunday. Tried to act like he was going. Did the old run in place there to try to fool the pitcher. Didn't work then, didn't work now, and it's an 0-2 count on Flota with 1 out and a runner aboard. Bottom of the fifth inning from Sojay Field. Home of the Comanches baseball team. Also some Missouri Men's League plays their games here, just across the river. That's going to see its way through the left side. Johnson didn't have much of a chance, but gave it a great effort. And that'll be 2 aboard now on the single by Flota. So the Rams have 3 hits in the inning, 2 runs across the plate. And we'll see what's going to happen on a conversation at the Hill. We'll see if they leave Nicholson in or not, or if they're just going to talk some things over. Either way, this break in the action is powered by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Mount Vernon, 2339 Broadway, where customer service is their top priority. So it looks like they're going to leave him in here. Of course, we'll try to get you some scores from around the area. In baseball, after 3, Harrisburg leads El Dorado 3-0. Softball, Centralia and Marion are tied at 3 after 4. Looks like also around the area, Centralia leads Marion in baseball after 3 innings by a score of 1-0. In the city series opener in Springfield, Sacred Heart leads Southeast in the 5th. That's in baseball 2-1. Also in baseball, in the Mississippi Valley, Waterloo leads Mascoutah 1-0, headed to the 5th. So a lot of baseball action going on today, some softball as well. Scores are powered by Tony Wild State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance and financial service needs, see Tony Wild in Mount Vernon. Look for the white State Farm Jeep around town, or log on to TonyWild.com. High pop fly in the infield. Infield fly rule in effect. So out will be Matthew Williams. So sees the first pitch. Pops up to the shortstop. Infield fly in effect, and should be the second out of the inning with 2 on. And the aforementioned 2 out in the top of the 5th. Rams lead this 6-1. First and second are your runners, Flota and Metter. It'll be up to Clayton Reeves to keep the inning alive. Nicholson trying to get Cahokia out of it. First pitch high, 1-0. Thankful for those of you who follow us on the Twitterverse. At WMIX Sports is our handle. We hope you'll give us a follow. 1-0 is the count here on Reeves. Pitch on the way high, 2-0. Harrison on deck. He had a sac fly RBI his last time up. Reached on an error and scored back at the 3rd. Cahokia will send the bottom of the order up in the bottom half of the 5th. 2-0 the count. Pitch on the way from Nicholson. Misses high. 3 balls, no strikes. Of course, if you're the Comanches, you'd like to at least get him through the inning before having to worry about anybody coming maybe in the 6th or the 7th. Reeves, number 7 batter, so you'd like to limit the possibilities of getting back to the top of the order by getting this batter here. As the 3-0 will catch the inside quarter to Reeves, maybe the obligatory 3-1. But either way, that'll extend the inning. 3-1 on the way. Going to miss low, and that'll walk Reeves to bring up Sawyer Harrison. Bases loaded now. Rams continue to threaten in this top half of the 5th inning. Not many home games left for Rams baseball. It's where you were at home for nearly forever. Of course, now the Rams are going to have to take to the road for a while. Of course, at Althoff tomorrow, at Benton on Monday, at Centralia Tuesday. Next Friday, they're at Mater Dei. Monday the 13th at West. Really only 2 home games left, and those are on May 18th in a doubleheader versus Highland. Barring any changes due to weather, as the first pitch to Harrison will miss high for a 1-0 count. So the Rams will travel after today to Althoff, Benton, Centralia, Breeze to take on Mater Dei, Belleville to take on West, Edwardsville in the same week, and then they'll welcome the Highland Bulldogs to close it off on graduation day, oddly enough, Saturday, May the 18th. It's 2-0 to Harrison with the bases loaded. Here in the top of the 5th. Rams trying to do damage. It's up to Harrison. Pitch outside, takes it across. It's going to be 2-1. One pitch on the way. Harrison gets a piece of it, but taps his foul, and that'll even up the count at 2-2. Paninsky on deck for the Rams, bottom of the order here. Trying to keep things alive in this top of the 5th inning. Rams have already scored a pair, but since then the well's kind of been dry as far as offense. They did get a single from Flota. As Harrison will foul another off to the backstop fence, it'll be 2-2. So we do it again here at the top of the 5th, a 6-1 Mount Vernon lead. Rams looking to go to 7-1 in South 7 play and to try to get that 23rd win of the year. See what happens, 2-2. This one's going to be popped up right side. That'll escape into right field. Will it be a blooper? It will not. Good play on the run by Scalf. Made it across his body. And that's going to do us through 4.5. It's 6-1 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
I'm Michael Stack with a look at your next rad weather. Nice and warm with sunshine mixing in with a few clouds. This afternoon's high 84. Increasingly cloudy skies. Tonight's low near 60. Mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm around, high 74. Thursday a bit cooler on your Friday with rain and a thunderstorm. Watch out for flooding. Friday's high 64. Saturday cloudy skies with a couple showers. High 64. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXSports.com.
And we welcome you back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Check out the 2013 F-150 Ford Square, home of your trucks. See them online at FordSquare.com. Rams scored 2 runs on 3 hits in the top of the 5th to extend the lead to 6-1. For Cahokia, at the bottom of the order, it'll be Tyler Bryant, Chas Johnson, and Robert Jackson here in the bottom half of this 5th inning. So glad to have you from Sauget Field. Beautiful facility. Love coming here for baseball. Just a nice park, great atmosphere, and so far I haven't been able to come on a nasty day. It's always been sunny and warm when we've been able to make the trip over here. As the first pitch of the inning is fouled back, that's 0-1. We'll get to go to another great facility tomorrow. The Rams will travel to Althoff to take on the Crusaders. It'll be a 4:15 pregame, 4:30 first pitch here on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Of course, unfortunately, that means unable to go to Benton for Lady Rams softball tomorrow. As we strive to bring you every pitch of Rams baseball and do the best we can to bring you a great assortment of Lady Rams softball as well. Oh, swung on a miss on a low fastball to Bryant. Falls behind 0-2. Johnson and Jackson on deck for the Comanches. You're about a mile away from the old Mississippi River. And it's good morning, good afternoon, good night. Change up that time, swung on a miss. 6th victim of the day is Bryant. As LT has been very effective today, limiting the Comanches to 1 run and 4 hits. The Comanches, of course, stranded 3. Rams, meanwhile, stranded the bases loaded back in the 5th and up that total to 5. So it's 6 runs on 8 hits as the first pitch. Now Thomas raring to go. Catches the outside corner to the right-handed Johnson, 0-1. Struck out his last at bat. Jackson at least reached on an error back in the 3rd as the next pitch is going to be swung through and missed, 0-2. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. 0-2 coming, 0-2 fouled back. We do 0-2 again. For all of your residential loan needs, see Joanne Joy at Community First Bank or see our good friends Ramona Flanagan, Jim Davis, or Rick Pitt, Community First Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. 0-2. It'll be popped up to the left side. Might escape the dirt. Nope. Matthew Williams gets underneath at the lip of the grass. And that will be out number 2 to bring up Jackson with the bases empty here in the bottom of the 5th. 6-1 Ram lead. We'll head to the 6th, and we will see 9-1-2. As of now, it's Hayden Paninsky, Jake Pike, and Landon Thomas in the Ram order here as we go to inning number 6. But still 2 outs, and the base is empty in the bottom of the 5th inning for number 9, Robert Jackson. The left-hander Thomas out of the windup. A line and fire, and misses outside, pushed off of the plate, 1-0. We appreciate all of the help from Sarah Staley from Country Financial. 1-0 coming. 1-0 swung on a miss, make it 1-1. Good fastball low by Thomas. Gets Jackson to chase. What you don't know or understand about your existing policies can end up hurting you and your family. With the right help from Country Financial, almost any family can achieve financial security. Develop a plan to meet your needs with your Country Financial representative at Mount Vernon, Sarah Staley. Powers another fastball across inside, swung on a miss by Jackson. We wait the 1-2, base is empty, 2 outs. It's going to be low and away to the right-hander. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the count will even up. So many more to tell you about here in the bottom of the 5th. We appreciate all of our great sponsors. 6-1 score. Who's going to be tapped down the third base line? Could be trouble, but Harrison wisely lets it roll out of their territory and into foul, so we'll do 2-2 again. Dimensions, in case we've neglected to tell you here at Sauget Field, 312 down the left field line, 364 the left center gap, 390 straightaway center, 361 in right center, and down the right field line is 319. It's not quite the dimensions maybe of BK, but still a very formidable ballpark to try to get a ball out of, with a wall that's maybe about 9 feet high, maybe 8. Trying to compare it with depth perception to Hayden Paninsky. It looks to be closer maybe to about 8.5 feet. As the 2-2 is tap foul again. Robert Jackson reached on an error back in the 3rd. Should he get aboard, we'll see Kevion Akins, who's 1 of 2 today, singled in the 3rd, struck out, though, in the 1st. And we won't get that far, as the 2-2 is going to be a changeup this time, swung on a miss. That'll be 7 strikeouts for LT. We head to the 6th. 6-1 Rams. This is Confident Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Welcome back to Personal Banking is more than our tagline at Community First Bank. It's the truth. From our 5 locations in Jefferson County, the debit cards tied to local schools that we offer, the dozens of scholarships we provide to local youth, and even our president who sits at the front door. The Community First Bank difference is apparent. Our mission as Jefferson County's premier community bank is to provide the best customer service around. Stop by one of our 5 locations and experience true personal banking. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Backaches, bad hips, rickety knees? Why not try aquatic therapy? The Red Lake College Aquatic Center has more than a swimming pool. Try a 6-lane, 75-foot lap pool along with a whirlpool 10 feet in diameter and a 10-foot by 20 hydrotherapy pool. Aquatic therapy is very affordable. In many cases, the tuition is waived entirely. With special access and dressing areas for the elderly and physically challenged, getting in the water is easy. Experts are on hand to assist with various areas of aquatic fitness and rehab. Call 437-5321 extension 1207 or visit rlc.edu.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And we head to the top of the sixth inning. It'll be 9-1-2 due up in the Ram lineup with Hayden Paninsky, Jake Pike, and Landon Thomas. We'll see Colin Young should any of those gentlemen get aboard. Rams take a 3 to make that a 6-1 lead here in the sixth inning. Landon Thomas dealing thus far has 7 strikeouts on the day and limiting the Comanches to 4 hits and, of course, 1 earned run. We'll see if Hayden Paninsky can help add to the total here. Pike and Thomas follow as we told you. Here in the Ram half of the sixth inning on the road, the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. See the all-new, it's redesigned to 2013 Lincoln MKZ. See the selection online at FordSquare.com. Or see for yourself at 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Off the plate inside to Hayden Paninsky. Works ahead here 1-0. Near the bottom of the hour, this game moving briskly. Kind of happy that it is. It's a shame to squander such a beautiful afternoon. As it's going to be 2-0 now to Hayden. That one missed outside. This game is roughly an hour and 6 minutes old here in the top half of inning number 6. So Nicholson gets set out of the windup. Here comes. Going to catch this time. Threw it low, but threw it across the plate. Good enough for a 2-1. Some more scoreboard updates throughout the rest of the afternoon. And this will be lifted into right field off of the bat of Paninsky. Good play by Bryant to make the grab. And there's your first out of the inning. The old F9. Follow us on Twitterverse at WMIX Sports, of course. We're on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel. We have all of that. You can find the easy access at WMIXsports.com. Of course, our Twitter feed, if you don't want to join the Twitterverse, can always be found on the front page of our website. Avery Barton, I know, loves that. As Jake Pike will stand in as we're back to the top of the order. Swings and misses at a first pitch inside. 0-1 here to Pike. Pike is 2 of 3 today, singled twice, scored once. In this 6-1 Ram lead. Here in the top of the sixth inning with bases empty and 1 out. Pitch on the way to Pike. Hughes going to rope this one towards right center field. Bryant on the run, not going to be able to get it. And that'll be a 1-out single. Pike now 3 of 4 today, trying to make a case to be a Red Lake College player of the game. Red Lake College could save you thousands on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to see which of the more than 100 degree and certificate programs is right for you. One out and one on. Landon's going to rip one down the right field line. That'll be a fair ball. Pike is going to be waved around from second to third. Tim Holloway swinging the arms. Pike is going to be waved around to score. Thomas is going to be waved into third base. He'll be told to stand up, and that's going to be a stand-up RBI triple for Thomas to score Jake Pike for a second time today. Both men on their horse, and the Rams take a 7-1 lead. Not a bad day for Landon Thomas. That actually is making a case himself to be the player of the game, not only with a great pitching effort, kind of not fair when you have a great offensive day as well, as that will be the third run batted in for LT. Second extra base hit. He does have a walk. And a sacrifice. Almost perfect today. That'll bring in Colin Young. Here comes the runner on third with 1 out. It's a 7-1 Ram lead. Takes it low. And a quick 1-0 count on Colin Young, the senior catcher here for the Rams. Top of the sixth, as we've told you. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of Rams baseball. 5 Jefferson County branches responsible for quality service from all of your accounts, and, of course, friends and neighbors who understand your needs. They keep it simple. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Deep fly ball on the left should score. Landon Thomas, and he'll cross the plate for a third time today, as Young will get the sac fly RBI. Well, Colin has 9 runs batted in over the past 3 games. I think he'll take that every time. And it makes it 8-1 Rams as Colton Metter will stand in with the bases empty. Not been a great day for Colton in terms of coming up with runners on. Also had some tough luck hitting first by hitting where they are. So with 2 outs and the bases empty, we'll see what we get out of Colton. He'll call time, actually, and step out of the box. He's been carrying a hot bat all season long. Top of the 6th, 8-1, Rams on top. As Metter's going to rip one towards center. On the run will be Akins. He won't be able to catch up with it as it drops for a 2-out single. That'll bring in Trevor Flota. Flota, of course, 2 out of his last 2 of 3 on the day. A single to run scored back in the 4th and a single in the 5th. As we instead, we'll see Pat Bradford pinch hit. So as I say that, Pat the Bat comes out of the dugout. And we'll see him get a big at-bat here in Cahokia with a runner on first. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. More Tony Wilkes scoreboard updates as soon as we can. I reserve them for the 6th and the 7th, respectively, as we're going to go the distance today, we feel. Here comes Pat the Bat as he'll take a strike on the inside corner. Rams on top, 8-1. Not sure if they want to play to try to get it to 11 if they can, but not going to be an easy effort. Much improved Comanche team over the past few years, we know that. Pitch on the way to Bradford. He will line that one foul toward the first base dugout. Look out. And just like that, it's 0-2 to Bradford. Top of the 6th inning, Rams lead 8-1. They've scored 2 more. 2 runs on 3 hits thus far in the inning. That's all without getting the leadoff batter aboard. The 0-2 to Bradford, swung on a miss. That'll do it for the Rams through 5.5. It's 8-1 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, Jerry Newman. Does State Farm offer more discounts to more drivers?
Yep, like the good driver discount.
So it's for good, but not great drivers.
No, Jerry. There's also the multi-line discount.
For calling from multiple lines while driving.
You should never use a phone while driving.
I only make calls from my car when I'm stuck in a ditch or something.
Are you in a ditch?
Yes, I am.
State Farm offers more discounts to more drivers than any other insurance company. Get to a better state.
One more reason to call State Farm agent Tony Wilton Mount Vernon at 242-1421.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois proudly welcomes Dr. Brian Steinke to their medical staff. Dr. Steinke earned his medical degree at the University of Illinois in Chicago and has degrees in anatomy and physiology from UC Berkeley, and he brings prestigious credentials to the center. Dr. Steinke is a gifted physician and contributor to orthopedic textbooks. Call 618-242-3778 or visit their informative website at orthocenter-si.com.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back. WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Zawinski on assignment just past the bottom of the 5 o'clock hour. We'll take care of all of that in just a moment. For the Comanches, top the order, get it started here in the bottom half of the 6th, trailing 8-1. The first pitch will miss low to Kevion Akins. So 1-0 count with Rivers and Nicholson to follow here in the inning. As that one's going to be ripped well off the bat, but picked up by the shortstop Williams. Fires with a first in time. 6-3 is your first out. Bottom of the hour, we'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Effingham, Terre Haute, and online at WMIXsports.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
There you have it. Chris Hugo with you. Avery Barton back at our Mount Vernon studio. Same duo tomorrow as the Rams travel to Althoff to take on the Crusaders. Only 2 more conference games here in 2013. Of course, the Rams at Althoff tomorrow, then on Tuesday, hoping to wrap it up with the Central Valley Orphans. Conference title could be on the line there, and of course, a pitch that'll bounce off of the plate and back into the field of play will be a ball to Carlton Rivers. Gets ahead here. 1-0. Singled back at the first and scored, the only Cahokia offense to speak of in terms of crossing the plate. Boy somehow ended up in a 9-6 double play back in the 3rd. This is just his 3rd at bat, but does have some wheels. 1 out, nobody on. Swings and misses the 1-0. Pulled the string, and it's 1-1. We told you the Rams have scored 1 in the 1st. Didn't score at all in the 2nd as they went down 1-2-3, but they got 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th and 6th each. That sounded like it was off the helmet of Rivers. We hope that he's okay. Everyone's going to walk over to try to kind of check on Carlton, and he'll take his base down at first. Definitely hope he's okay. So the hit Patson with 1 out will bring in Tim Nicholson, and we'll see if the Cahokia pitcher can make the Rams pay here. As they check, and he gives a thumbs up. So good to see. Played basketball this past season. Of course, the Comanches were runners-up at state. And rightfully so. As we await the first pitch, Nicholson's going to miss low and away, and it's 1-0. Cahokia team that was thrilling to watch. Drew many comparisons to many of the great South 7 teams in the late 90s, because really it's been since then. So we've had a team of that magnitude. As the 1-0 comes, it's going to be fouled off, powered by Nicholson, 1-1. So much talent on that Comanche basketball team. Lost a couple of games on back-to-back nights, I believe, Evansville, Boston. Of course, we can't forget the Rams game back at Shagnon, but always some epic battles there. And then the Rams took a lead, I believe, also in the game here at Cahokia until Cahokia woke up in the second half and basically showed us the Cahokia team we had seen all year and just dominated from there out. The 1-1 comes to Nicholson. Going to be waxed down the first base line. It's 1-2. Of course, the Rams and Comanches over the past 5-6 years have had some great battles on the football field as well. Always fun to make the trip over to St. Clair County. Love this facility in particular. Green wooden wall, of course, in the outfield. We told you the dimensions earlier, but in case you're back, it's 312 down the left field line, 364 in the left center field gap, 390 straight away, 361 in right center field, and 319 down the right field line. As we evolve into a 2-2 count to Nicholson, they'll check on the runner at first. Throw will get away, and so to second base will go Carlton Rivers. And it makes it an RBI chance for Nicholson. So this could be interesting. We'll see what Thomas is going to come with on 2-2. You have to assume he'll be trying to throw strikes. Let's see what else. Probably for some more updates. For some high school softball, Marion now leads Centralia 4-3 in a South 7 conference race. It's just very tangled at the top. As the 2-2 will be powered past. A good fastball there, and that's now 8 strikeouts on the afternoon for Landon Thomas. Triathletes Civic in the top of the 5th by a score of 5-4. Cardinals, as you heard on WMIX FM, beat the Reds 4-2. See what else. That's about it as far as updates are concerned at this particular moment. 2 outs and the runner on second here in the Cahokia 6th. And Gully will swing through a fastball and miss, 0-1. That scoreboard update was presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, see Tony in the King City. Find him online at TonyWilt.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town and get to a better state with State Farm. Next pitch, high fastball, swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. So the Rams are a strike away from getting out of the inning pretty well on space. Rivers was hit by a pitch, but we're going to have a conversation here. 0-2 is the count. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. For the Rams in the 7th, it'll be Williams, Reeves, and Harrison barring any changes to the lineup. As Thomas is raring and ready to go, trying to get the Rams out of the inning, looking for strikeout number 9. 0-2. The runner's going with 2 outs. Swung on and missed. That's the 9th strikeout today for LT. We head to the 7th. It's 8-1 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Southern Illinois now has a better home for sports. It's the all-new WMIXSports.com. Jam-packed with local scores, video highlights, and archives of every local sports broadcast on WMIX. Did your team win? Missed that game-winning shot last night? Didn't catch your favorite coach on the Saturday Sports Show? WMIXSports.com is right at your fingertips. On your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, or your video game console. It's the all-new WMIXSports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting.
I know you've heard about mortgage rates being all-time lows, but have you done anything about it yet? Hi, I'm Rick Pigg, mortgage lender at Community First Bank. There's never been a better time at buying a home or refinancing an existing mortgage. The sooner you act, the more you save, and we'll be there to help you through every step of the way. For more information, visit us at comfirstbank.net or stop by one of our 5 locations.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo here with you today. Danny Zerwinski on assignment. Avery Barton back at our Mount Vernon studio. We're about an hour and 19 minutes into this one as we head to the top of the 7th. Rams lead at 8-1 on the road here at Cahokia. It'll be Matthew Williams, Clayton Reeves, and Sawyer Harrison. Of course, Rams looking to add some more here we might see some stumps. We may not. Of course, LT wheeling and dealing today. Put that 2.86 ERA on the line earlier, and has added an earned run to that. But all in all, he's 4-1 on the year, looking for win number 5. course, with 9 strikeouts thus far, that would push the total to 36 on the season. Good for second on the team. Puts him 5 behind Mr. Fulkerson. Of course, LC in pretty good shape to get his 5th win on the year. See what else. Of course, his 5th win with, according to what we have on the books, would tie in with Tyler Ellis for the team's 2nd. Fulkerson 7-1. Flota's 2-0, as is Tyler Morgan. Landon Thomas, of course, 4-1. Colton Metters 0-1. Got roughed up in his 1 appearance. Thomas Weber's 2-1. Harrison's pitched, but about a combined 1 1/3 of an inning. And then, of course, the senior Tyler Ellis is 5-1, and that gets you to 22-5. Waylon Red will be your new pitcher for the Comanches. He was warming up, and it'll be Matthew Williams to lead it off for the Rams. Williams, Reeves, Harrison here in the 7th. Glad to have you with us on WMIX. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of Rams baseball. Your community, your choice, your bank, with 5 locations with friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. So the right-hander Williams will be the first guinea pig against Waylon Red, who usually starts at short, did not get to start today. That'll be tap foul down the third base line, so Williams falls behind 0-1. Of course, Matthew coming into today missed some time due to injury, but comes in with a batting average of roughly .383. Next pitch on the way. So after falling behind, it's quickly even up on a pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Matthew. So Red will get set out of the windup, fires a fastball low, and Williams will get ahead here. 2 balls and 1 strike. Looks like Zach Giants in the on-deck circle. So the junior will bat for the senior Clayton Reeves here against the new pitcher. 2-1 coming. Williams will offers to the right side, just past Mr. Rivers, and unable to make the play. Coming out was Jones. And so Matthew will get aboard to lead off the 7th inning. So I'll bring in Zach Giants to get in the bat with Sawyer Harrison on deck. Clayton finishes the day with a walk, and of course he had a single and a stolen base. That was back in the 4th. Didn't cross the plate. Rams lead at 8-1 here in the top half of the 7th. There's 1 on and nobody out. See right out of the stretch for the first time today. Pitches dead center as terms of the rubber. Good to see. So many have shifted to third base side or first base side, but he's just right there in the middle and gets the first pitch strike on Zach Giants. Giants one who kind of holds the bat to the shoulder until the pitch comes, and that'll be a pass ball on a pitch inside for a 1-1 count now. Williams will take second base with ease, and that'll be an RBI chance for Zach Giants. Second Chance Auto, of course, one of our fine sponsors. Your home for the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in one location, priced at $10,000. Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Long-time Rams supporters. Of course, now you can get your credit approved over the phone. Call 244-4582. 1-1 the count. Runner on second, pitch to Zach, and it is going to go low. 2 balls and a strike. Game is now an hour and 23 minutes old, so it's not going to go the hour 29 that we saw yesterday with the Rams at Carbondale. But 2-1 comes, strike across the plate. Good pitch there by Red. It's 2-2. Get you a post-game show after the bottom half of the 7th inning, brought to you by Schmidt Chevrolet. Schmidt Chevrolet, of course, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. We'll have our Ridley College player of the game there. We'll also bring you your Heartland Accounting post-game stats. The count is now 3 balls, 2 strikes, absolutely full to Zach Giants. Pretty good at bat here for the Ram Jr. We assume he'll take over in center field. Pitch on the way is going to miss inside, and it'll be a walk. Runners on first and second now for the Rams with 1 out here in the top. Nobody out. So my error, the top of the 7th. Made a mistake of leaving my water in the car. Probably not the brightest move I've ever made. Certainly in the rain of dumb Hugo moments, probably won't place in the top 10 as the first pitch to Harrison will miss high. It's 1-0. Rams lead at 8-1 in the top of the 7th. Trying to improve their conference mark to 7-1. They'll put it on the line again tomorrow at Althoff. Monday, the Rams at Benton. Tuesday, the Rams at Centralia. Friday, the Rams will be at Mater Dei. We'll have all those games for you here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com as we await the 2-0. This is low, 3 balls and no strikes to Sawyer Harrison. Pitch on the way, turns in. Good look by Sawyer, and that'll put 2 aboard now for the Rams. Nate Beninsky will come in. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Of course, Williams led off inning with a single. It was a strikeout on Giants on a full count offering. Harrison walks on 4 pitches. The pitcher this inning, of course, is Red. Pretty good effort by Tim Nicholson today for the Comanches. He went 6. Not all of the 8 runs were earned, obviously, as the pitch comes inside to Hay, or Hay as they call him, and it's going to be a quick 1-0 count. Two on, 1 out in the 7th. Rams up 7. It's 8-1. Pitch and route is going to catch the outside corner to Peninsky, and it's quickly 1-1. Red looks back. The runner on second fires it in, and that is going to be fouled off to the backstop. And Peninsky will fall behind here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Rams lead Cahokia 8-1. 8 runs for the Rams on 11 hits. Rams were stranded 6 runners today with 1 error. Comanches, meanwhile, just 1 run, I believe, on 4 hits. They stranded 4 on base. As the next one, high and tight to Peninsky. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 out here in the top half of the 7th inning. WMIX and WMIXsports.com. As Peninsky will swing at a pitch inside, and that'll be the second strikeout of the inning for Waylon Red, who's been pretty masterful early on. Allowed a single leadoff batter, came back to get a strikeout on Giants, and then walked Harrison, but got a strikeout on Peninsky. And now with 2 outs, Pike will stand in. See what the lefty can do here. This will be the first lefty seen by Red, as the pitch will miss. Blowing outside for a 1-0 count. 3 of 4 as Pike struck out his first time up, but singled the past 3 times, scored the latter 2. Rams' offense has been nothing short of spectacular today. Of course, Landon Thomas making a case to be your Red Lake College player of the game. We'll have all of that for you in your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. So Red will get set out of the stretch. The right-hander with a 1-0 count on the batter, Pike, and Pike will swing and miss on a great pitch by Red at center. And it'll be 1-1. Of course, we told you our Rams schedule coming up. Our next Lady Rams broadcast will be next Thursday at Althoff, weather permitting. See what happens on the 1-1. We have the Saturday Sports Show coming up on Saturday right here on AM 940. It's fouled back by Pike on the 1-1. Balls behind here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last chance, 7th for the Comanches. It'll be Scalp, McNeese, and Bryant. Assuming no changes in the order for the Comanches, that'll, of course, be 5, 6, and 7 due up. Pike stands in, 1-2 the count, 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. 8-1 ball game, Rams on top. He'll front put that one near the first base dugout. Keeps the count similar at 1-2. They're headed to extras in Centralia today in softball. Centralia and Marion are tied at 4. No update yet on Harrisburg. We'll try to get some updates for around the area. And we will head back to the Twitterverse. Follow us there at WMIX Sports. Of course, in baseball, Centralia leads Marion 2-0. Pike's going to get a piece of this, rips it deep into right field. It'll get past Bryant. A couple of runs are going to score. Pike around second, he'll head for third. This could be a 2 RBI triple, and Pike is going to be held up at third base. Wow. The Rams hitting continues. It's now 2-1 on the 2 RBI triple by Jake Pike. Not bad. Williams and Harrison came around to score. The Rams extend this and have really kind of taken over at this point. But Cahokia have just a much better team. Let's see what we have in baseball as well. Warville leads Johnston City 2-1. San Guillermo softball action. Williamsville, who might threaten for a state championship in 2A, lost to Nashville in the title game last year. Leads Pleasant Plains 5-0 in 6. Waterloo leads Mascoutah as we go back to baseball in the bottom of the 6th, 3-0. Waterloo bested the Rams earlier this year and come from behind style. As the first pitch to lefty pitcher Thomas is going to catch the outside corner, make it the second pitch, 1-1. Getting you a scoreboard update. That's what happens. Triad leads Civic 5-4 in the 5th. That scoreboard update powered by Tony Wilton, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance and financial service needs, see Tony. 42nd Street and South Water Tower, online at TonyWilt.com. We're looking for the white State Farm Jeep around town. As this one's going to be lifted in the left and a nice grab made, and that should retire the side as we head to the bottom half of the 7th. Rams score 2 more on the 2 RBI triple by Pike. They lead it 10-1. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
What is good sports talk, really? Around these parts, it's the WMIX Saturday Sports Show. Every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. With a vast assortment of interviews and knowledgeable in-studio discussion. It's the most content-driven local sports show on the radio dial. And it's every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. Only on AM 940 and WMIXSports.com. Where you can listen on your computer, smartphone, or any device. It's all made possible by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be.
Don't just dream about a better job. Go get it with scores of programs that take 2 years, 1 year, or even just a few months to complete. Rend Lake College is your gateway to a career you'll love. From nursing to coal mining, from computer programming to cosmetology, and everything in between. Rend Lake College is affordable, convenient, and ready to get you trained for your new job fast. Call us at 618-437-5321 or visit us at rlc.edu.
Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. Your community, your choice, your bank. Of course, if you're tired of big corporate banking, you do have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home, and Dick's sign at Woodlawn and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. To add on to that scoreboard update from a moment ago, Harrisburg in baseball leads Eldorado through 5-7-0. And in softball, Wayne City defeats Grayville 19-0. It'll be Brandon Scout to lead off out in left field now, I believe, and he'll foul off the first pitch for 0-1. Thomas out to try to get the complete game, trying to go the distance. 10-1 is your score as the Rams lead by 9. We're going to wave off getting that foul ball, which was something he had to do. I see, because Tom Focus is going to come out to get it. That's why. Okay. And Scout will foul another off down the third baseline. Now a Cahokia player will have to go get it, and it's 0-2. Scoutman, McNeese, and Bryant here in the Cahokia last chance 7th, and that is going to be strikeout number 10. Fastball outside. Scout waves and misses. And Landon Thomas now has 10 strikeouts on the day, and of course the new batter will be Jones in place of Antoine McNeese. Get some instruction for the third base coach here in the bottom of the 7th. 10-1, the Rams are on top. Looking for win number 23 on the year. Rams have 5 consecutive seasons of 20 or more wins. Any options here on the old iPad? Carlton Jones will stand in the bat against Landon Thomas. He'll swing and miss with a high fastball. It's up and out away. Jones took over at second base. And to go, here comes the next one on the way. And it just misses off the plate outside. It'll even up the count here to Jones. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like Bryant, yes, still Bryant in the on-deck circle. As Cahokia trying to keep it going in the home half of the 7th. It's outside. Pitch was swung on a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the base is empty in the home half of the 7th. Rams trying to get to win number 23 here. I believe they won 26 last year as the 1-2 will even it up at 2-2, missed outside. Probably go back, I think, to 09 on Max Preps. Here comes. Inside corner. I love the strike three call from the umpire. That's 11 a day for Landon Thomas. And I'm not going to tell you not to tune into the Schmidt Chevrolet post game, but I think we have our player of the game today. So Thomas with 11 strikeouts has allowed only 4 hits. Whip is equally as impressive. Had 1 reach on an error. He's only walked technically 1. That was a hit batsman back in the 6th. Not a bad day for LT at the ballpark. almost certain the Rams were 26-9 last year, as Bryant's going to look to make the whip a little higher on Landon Thomas into the right center field gap. That could be a double. Here comes the relay. Not going to be in time. It's a low throw that Boda had trouble with. Rams were actually 26-10 last year, not 26-9. Forgot about the postseason. You have to factor that in. 2010-2011 was another good year for Rams baseball. I believe 28-9 in 2011. So you can kind of see the trend here. 2010 was an amazing year. Almost got to 30, I think. And with 2 outs and a runner aboard on the double by Bryant, that'll bring in Chaz Johnson. Pardon me for kind of forgetting where I was for a moment. Here comes the pitch from Thomas, inside corner for strike 1. Johnson 0 of 3 today. Struck out his first time and then popped up to short his second time. 2010 was the year the Rams and Triad battled it out in a classic sectional championship. There's another fastball down the middle swung on a miss for 0-2. The Rams were a sectional win away from 30 wins back in 2010. Of course, this would all be more worthwhile to know, I guess, once the Rams are a little closer to 25. It's just 23 today if they get it. As the 0-2 misses high, a good waste pitch. So Centralia hangs on to a share of the South 7 Conference title, at least in softball. They beat Marion 5-4. That was the final in extras. As the 1-2 will miss high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rams are out of the way from winning this one. A strike away now as it's 2-2 with a runner on second, the bottom of the 7th inning. Of course, with a 10-1 lead. As this one's going to miss low and in to work the count full. So good at bats by Johnson to keep things alive here.
Do you farm or operate an...
Studios have been driven by Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, online at FordSquare.com. And this is going to be a strikeout on the outside corner. 12 strikeouts today as LT strikes out the side. Here in the Cahokia 7th. Your final score, the Mount Vernon Rams 10, the Cahokia Comanches 1. We'll come back with your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. It'll be abbreviated. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
This is Rams Baseball on WMIX Mount Vernon and all of Southern Illinois. Or pick us up on any device at WMIXSports.com. Yet more free services from Withers Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm Bria Ashby with Community First Bank. It's always my goal to make the transition to Community First Bank as easy as possible for our customers. Our handy switch kit helps in doing just that. Whether it's direct deposit, auto transfers, or online banking, I'm here to help. Come see me at our 42nd Street location to open your account today, and let me remind you how banking should be. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you interested in a career in the culinary arts but can never afford the high cost of cooking school? Rend Lake College has a low-cost recipe for success. For as little as $5,500 per year, you can get a quality culinary arts education in your own backyard. That even includes books, tuition, class fees, and supplies. Learn to master domestic fare, pastry, and foreign cuisine in Ina, Illinois. Save thousands on a culinary arts education at Rend Lake College. For more information, log on to rlc.edu/culinaryarts.
Your heart health is much too important to ignore. St. Mary's Good Samaritan wants to help educate you and your family about your heart risk factors before it's too late. So mark your calendars and tell your friends about the upcoming St. Mary's Good Samaritan Heart Expo and Health Fair on Saturday, May 4th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Holiday Inn in Mount Vernon. You'll have a chance to have a heart risk profile blood test completed for just $30, as well as participate in a number of free health screenings, learn your diabetes risk, and much more. To reduce wait times for blood testing, you're encouraged to pre-register now by calling 1-888-257-6098 or visit smgsi.com for online registration. For most accurate results, be sure to fast 8 hours prior to blood testing. Do it for your health. Attend St. Mary's Good Samaritan Heart Expo and Health Fair on Saturday, May 4th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. The Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show starts now.
Welcome back to OJ Field. Chris Hugo with you for the Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. Of course, you can see their inventory online at schmidtchevrolet.com or look for yourself at 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Of course, We'll take a look immediately at your Heartland Accounting post-game stats. The Rams improved to 23-5 on the year, 7-1 the South 7 with a 10-1 win over the Cahokia Comanches. 10 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, 7 left on base for the Rams. 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors, 5 left on base for the Comanches. And, of course, Landon Thomas goes the distance, gets his 5th win of the year. Now 5-1 on the season, 12 strikeouts, 1 walk as the hit batsman back in the 6th. And, of course, those 6 hits. So, has a whip of less than 1 today. Very impressive effort for the lefty Landon Thomas. And, of course, it took an hour and 37 minutes. Got started at 4:23, finished straight up 6 o'clock. And the Rams win this 10-1. Heartland Accounting, get started right with Heartland Accounting and let them help make your business a success. Heartland Accounting is your small business expert. 3000 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Suite 2B. Of course, we owe you a Ridley College player of the game as well, and I don't think it's without any doubt or uncertainty that it will be Landon Thomas. Complete game. 1 run allowed. It was earned, unfortunately. Does not get the shutout. Of course, that was way back in the first. It seemed to be rather troublesome for the Rams hurler, but finished just with 12 strikeouts, and then from the plate, ends up going 2 of 3. He walked at a sac fly RBI. He actually ends up with, I think, 3 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. So Landon Thomas pretty well did it all today. And he is your Red Lake College player of the game. Save thousands in your college education. Red Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu to see which of their more than 100-degree certificate programs is right for you. Red Lake College, of course, it's time. We're going to wrap it up here from Cahokia. I want to thank Cahokia High School for all their hospitality, of course, coach in the athletic department as well, and everyone for their hospitable nature here in Cahokia. Always treat us well here at Soje Field. Beautiful facility. Hope to be able to come back in the future. But 10-1 is your final. The Rams, again, 23-5, and now 7-1 in the South 7 Conference. And we'll try to keep that South 7 Conference championship streak on the line against Althoff tomorrow. 4:15 will be your pregame. 4:30 is your first pitch. Of course, for Avery Barton back to the studio, I'm Chris Hugo. One last time, remind you that final score, the Rams 10, the Comanches 1. So long from St. Clair County.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and online at WMIXsports.com. Rams Baseball has been presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ren Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Sarah Staley, your country financial agent. Heartland Accounting. And by Central Christian Church. Your home for news, talk, sports, and America's best music, WMIX. Find archived broadcasts of Rams baseball at WMIXsports.com.